Hey everyone, welcome back to the course. So in this video, we're going to go over doing a configuration change in Windows Defender and trying to copy and paste essentially a potentially malicious file. It's really just an executable for a password cracking tool called Kn-Enable. But we're going to try to copy it. We'll see what happens, and then we may have to make some adjustments to actually identify the file. First things first, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the Windows Defender GUI is actually installed on this particular machine. So here inside of PowerShell, we're just going to run the get Windows feature. We're going to specify the name. And of course, it's going to be the Windows Defender GUI. So we're going to run this command and see if the GUI is actually installed. All right, so we see that the Windows Defender GUI is installed, which is what we expect for this particular environment. Now we're going to see if the WinDefend service is running. So we'll do the get service command in PowerShell and WinDefend. And so we see that, yes, the WinDefend service is running. So we're all set now. Let's go ahead and launch Windows Defender. Once we launch it, we'll get this little pop-up here. We're just going to close that out real quick. And then we want to go ahead to our settings, and we're going to add an exclusion for a particular folder. So this folder is going to be under C, Users, Administrator, Documents, and then the folder name is Security Tools. So let's go ahead and select Add Exclusion. We're going to exclude the folder, and then we just simply navigate to that location. All right, and we select Security Tools, and then we can go ahead and exclude that folder. What that basically means is that if we run a scan with Windows Defender, anything in that folder is not going to be scanned. All right, so now we're just going to copy and paste that file I mentioned into our security tools folder. So we're just going to grab that Kn-Enable executable. We're going to paste it in there. Typically, if Windows Defender was scanning this folder, it would pick up on that and say, wait a minute, that looks potentially dangerous. But since we went ahead and added that exclusion, it's not picking it up under the security tools folder. So if we run a quick scan here with Windows Defender, you'll notice that we won't find that file. It's not going to scan that folder again because we have the exclusion. So if we just run a quick scan here, it's not going to pick up on that file. And as you see, the results are, hey, everything's fine on your computer. Now, we know that there's a potentially malicious file on the computer because we put it there. So let's go back to settings here. And now we're going to go ahead and remove that exclusion that we had on that particular folder. So we're going to go up here to exclusions. And we're just going to select on that exclusion we have and simply select the remove option there. So now if we come back to our Windows Defender and actually run a custom scan just on that folder area itself, just to save us a little bit of time. So we're going to navigate to C, we'll go to Users, we'll then go to Administrator, we'll go to our Documents folder, and then we'll also select the Security Tools folder. And we'll just say OK, and that'll go ahead and scan basically the parent folder there, which is Administrator, and the other folders as well. Should only take a few seconds here, and we should get our results back. And you see here now, because we took away that exclusion, it's detecting that potentially harmful file on our system. So if we go down to show details, you'll see that there is the executable that we were trying to copy and paste. And we have an option to remove that because, hey, it's potentially a hacking tool, which we know it is a hacking tool because it's a password cracker. So in this video, I just want to give you a brief demonstration of configuration in Windows Defender. So if we put exclusions in place, it may not scan those particular areas, and that is an option for potentially malicious software to get in. This is a potential task that you may have as a system administrator.